It's your good morning, Anambra. You're welcome to the show this morning. Like I told you that we have more coming up. And if you are Onya Anambra or resident in Anambra or has benefited one thing or the other from Anambra, would like you to draw closer to your TV set this morning as we look at Anambra at 31, the journey so far. You could bring in your own support by way of suggesting ways Anambra could be better 31 years after. In the studio this morning, we have Nze Nwabeze Akabogo, JP, who is a commentator on national issues. Good to have you in the studio, sir.
Good morning, viewers.
All right, we also have Barrister Uchenna Egu, a public affairs analyst. Good to have you, sir.
There, man on divine.
You're welcome. All right, now, Anambra State, 31 years after. Uchenna, let me begin with you. What's your assessment of Anambra State, 31 years after creation?
Thank you.
Let's look at that before we look at the historical
Anambra State, comparatively speaking, the state has been doing well. If you relate our performances and achievements to other states in Nigeria, I'm not saying more couldn't be done, but as it is, I think it's a leading state in achievement in so many areas, and so many areas of statistics do show that Anambra has performed far better than the rest of other states.
Okay.
And then it's not an old state, so to say. It was created out of the old Anambra state. It retained the name, but it's just a different administrative entity, and it's been able to achieve a lot in academics. And one of the schools here was able to go to California, of all places, and beat everybody else in the world in a technological contest. So, and there are so many such things. There was one that was held in Tunisia, and Anambra State School, one of the schools, came third. It was a worldwide affair as well. So we've been doing well in so many areas of this, and we have security in Anambra State. While other parts of Nigeria are really in violence, Anambra has been fairly secure. You can have anything. You can be out and about in about 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and nobody disturbs you. So it's a great credit to the administrators of Anambra State and Anambra indigents and citizens as well.
All right. Now, Nze Akabogo, you are an elder, and I believe that you were here when it all started. Could you quickly let us into the historical background of Anambra State?
Thank you very much. Anambra State has come a long way. Anambra State was created on the 27th August 1991 by the then military president, Ibrahim Babangida, along with a few other states like Delta, Kogi, and some other states. And I should say that Anambra has achieved tremendous successes in virtually all spheres of human endeavor. Call it infrastructural development, economy, human development, capital development, academia, and so on and so forth. So I think, but I will say that credit should go to the early leaders who led the foundation for Anambra State, beginning with the first military administrator, Abulu, who, when he arrived at Awka, he started the administration almost from the scratch, because there were no infrastructural development at that time. I recall that the government house then was sited at the then Lojani camp. Lojani was the company that built, they constructed the present Enugu Onitsha, Amansi section of Enugu Onitsha Road. That was their camp. And I also recall that the then Oka College of Education, of which I was a member of the governing council between 1989 and 1991, used that campus as the headquarters of the college. And so that's how Anambra started. And I equally recall that the House of Assembly, the first House of Assembly, was started at my hometown, Enugu Civic Center. The community offered their ultra-modern edifice as the first House of Assembly before it was later transferred to Oka. And so the leaders at that time, they did their best. Like I said, Abulu was a pioneer administrator, and thereafter there were some other military officers. Before Ukebu was the Air Force officer who was the last military administrator that handed over to Chinwoke Mbadiniju. No, to Mbadiniju. Ezife had come much earlier. You recall?
Yeah, I thought he was the first civilian governor that we have in Anambra State.
Yes, he was. But I'm talking about, the military integral government lasted for a while.
Okay.
So this time, when Anambra was created, Abulu was the first military administrator. And subsequently, other military officers ruled the state until Ukebu, who later handed over to Mbadiniju. Then Mbadiniju, from Mbadiniju to Christian Gege, who really performed very well because he was able to record some milestone achievements during his tenure. Then Obi later came into and did marvelously well. And in fact, I think credit should go to Obi for laying the proper foundation of Anambra State. Credit should go to him for laying this foundation. Then our Willie Obiano, and now the Soludo, the solution. We are having a great expectation that Soludo that has come in now will reposition the state and lift the state to a higher heights.
All right.
Greater heights.
Okay. Now, I think at this point, Barrister, it will be important for us to, mention some notable individuals from Anambra State, because for the benefit of younger ones that could be watching this program, they would like to know. You can't believe it that one day I was with my nieces in a car. They lived behind Boromi, but they never knew that Nnamdi Azikiwe was from Anambra State, not to talk of living beside their house. So I think at this point, let's know the notable individuals that came from Anambra State.
Okay, where do I start? I start to Odumego Ojukwu. Do I go to his father even, who at a point became the richest black man in the world? Do I go to Chino Achebe, who was an Iroko of literature? Do I go to, I think Mbanefo, who was a World Court judge, I think the first one. Salui. Then we can go on, we have Emegwalo, who is now a computer wizard of note. Ekweme, who had about 6 degrees and later became the vice president. We can go on and on and on. Moku, those that fought for independence, Moku Gokoye, and the rest of them, they are from Anambra. So you have Cyprian Ekwensi. We tend to forget him as well. The list is endless. Anambra has been able to give to society far more than any other state could boast of. So I hope you can help me remember some of the names as well. Okay, in the modern era, you have a great literary Amazon, Chimamanda, so Ngozi Adichie. So the list is endless, and it's just a question of picking the ones you like or you choose to remember. I don't know.
And, to add our recently Emeka Anyoko, who was the Secretary General of the Commonwealth.
Okay.
You can go on and go. And Anambra is richly blessed with intellectuals.
Okay, the program is Anambra at 31, the journey so far. And you can be a part of what we are doing here by calling the phone lines on your screen to contribute your own quota to, or say whatever you feel like, or pray for Anambra State, or suggest ways Anambra could get better. And of course, you know, the present administration, they want illustrious sons and daughters of Anambra to join hands in what is happening in Anambra State today to move Anambra higher than it is. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location.
This is Mr. Okechuku Onye. We're calling from Jos.
Okay, Chuku, you're welcome. How is Jos this morning?
Jos is very nice, cool. The weather is very, very cool.
All right, thank you.
Anambra I-31. I don't know. Is it that Anambra was created around that 31 years, that around 1991?
Yes.
I just want to understand the topic.
Yes. Our topic is Anambra State is 31 years. We became 31 years on Saturday.
When Anambra created?
27th August 1991.
Yes.
Is that true?
31 years.
What was it called? Because Anambra, I didn't know.
It was Anambra State. It retained its name. It's from old Anambra. You now have this Anambra.
Yes.
We had old Anambra.
Yes.
With the capital at Enugu.
That's right.
Enugu State retained Enugu the name, and we retained the name.
Yes. We were separated from Enugu State.
I read Anambra 31. Notwithstanding, Anambra State is a very good state, a state that has produced notable and noble men and women. There's no doubt about that. But I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
One of the past administrators and the governors, none has actually done what this has done. That is very, very short. But in the sales, what have you? They all came except POC. And I thought about them and even destroyed Anambra completely. So I believe that Soludo will do better because he doesn't a DCN and he makes the banking sector to see what it is. Because that's recapitalization. Those people, they believe and trust that banking system will not fail again and it has not failed since then. I want to ask my guest here. How can you, adjust Anambra State with other states in the southeast? For instance, that was created in 1986 or thereabout, had really grown. This is infrastructural development there. It's almost as going that of Anambra. What is happening? You know, Anambra State should be the hub of industry, commerce and trade. But what we are doing is not what really should be of Anambra State.
All right, okay.
And Lagos and Anambra as POC and Tinubu, two of them are trying to become the president of Nigeria campaigning. And somebody said Anambra is nowhere to ask. What is really happening?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, okay, Chuku, thank you. But can he really say that Obiano failed woefully?
He said so.
Yes, he said it. Destroyed Anambra, that's the word he used.
That's unfair.
You're going to reply
out of bias, sometimes out of ignorance. I don't hold brief for anybody. I've never been a partisan politician. What I do tell you, Obiano accomplished a great deal. The person saying this can now fly from Jos and land in Anambra State. It has never been done in the history of the state. We have international conference center. Conferences are being held almost on a weekly basis. I can go on. You have a stadium here. You have so many. The studio we are using, I believe, was constructed by him. So people base some of the opinions on ignorance. We've been blessed with a whole line of good governors over the years.
Let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and your location. Good morning. Godwin, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Anambra, I'm 31. I've been there before, and seeing them at 31, they have the thing they have on ground compared to other states. They are growing very, very fast. I must commend the past government, what they have put on ground, and the great people that are from Anambra. They should be proud of their people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Godwin.
And the last speaker, the speaker before the
Before this
last,
one, all right.
was really unfair.
Yeah.
It was unfair to Obiano. Obiano did his best. He left some legacies which could not be denied by anybody.
All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Hello?
Hello, your name and your location, please.
Okay, my name is Prince Ume. I'm calling from Benue State.
You're welcome, Prince. Go ahead.
Okay, in Anambra State, we don't need to blame any part government. What we are discussing now is how to make Anambra to progress more.
That's right.
Thank you.
Because if we begin to blame the past government, they will not come back and make it. It's what we are looking for is the new president, governor to make it now. So my advice, there is a many things we're supposed to do in Anambra State that we attract more people to come to Anambra to develop it. Now, we are not have already built airports. But if you look at it, in Anambra State, we don't have standard stadium. If we can say that we are coming to play Nigerian football or friendly match, we don't have it in Anambra. And the rest of things what we need in Anambra, like when we are seeing they said Nigeria will hold World Cup, there is no place in Anambra we can hold it. And you see that second Niger bridge. If the new government will help us to do this, there will be a development in Anambra. If you want Open Waker, it's almost every Christmas. So we need something that will make people to come in and go out from the Anambra State.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince Ume.
Yes. We are not here to
Trade blames.
No. We're not here to compare the past administrations. Each administration that ruled Anambra State did its best. For instance, in the case of Willie Obiano, there were some innovations he introduced, like project. What do you call it again? Choose your community project. It was clearly an innovation, whereby each community was given certain amount of money to embark on any project.
Choose what?
Yes, a project that will help the students. And thereby the communities were developing and expanded.
All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Yeah, I am Joseph, calling from Umuahia, Abia State.
Joseph, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, our guest.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. I must join the people of Anambra State to congratulate the creation of Anambra and their celebration.
Thank you.
We have seen a remarkable development since the creation of Anambra State in 1991. Series of governments have passed away from Anambra State, and we have seen each of them has contributed little in terms of their own major quota in terms of the great Anambra State. Especially the last government that passed in, I must congratulate him. He did enough. Governor Obiano did enough in Anambra State, providing airports, providing some of the roads that are not legal. He tried as much as possible to build them. I've visited Oka, I've been in Oka, I've been in Onitsha. So I he left office. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
thank you very
Okay.
Incidentally, yesterday I was moving around. I was at Ukulu and then Nogo area. I passed through the road there. I saw the market, beautiful modern market, based largely on the Choose Your Project scheme of Obiano. He gave them 20 million.
The
rest
past
of it.
administration.
Past
All right, let's
administration,
see who's here. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and your location, please.
I am Michael Ezemo. I'm calling from Mina, Niger State.
Michael, you're welcome. Are you from Anambra, Michael?
Yes, I got a local government. I go to service.
You're welcome.
You're
our
welcome,
brother.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I want people to understand that development does not come with a day or a single ruler. Each one has his own pattern, the style of leadership, and going by that, if we have only one single way, we cannot develop our place. And you need to understand also that some of us need to travel far and wide to understand that there are people who say that we are created with Anambra, they cannot compare anything with Anambra. And there are people who have this money bulk to do that. Today, the money is supposed to please carry some and other, but Anambra is gradually coming up. And we need to give kudos to those ones that are there, because they cannot do it in a single day. We were talking of this development. Let me chip in. Maybe the administrators now should look at some areas like the Konamo, Ado, and Obochi Road. That is a very nice area of development. So there's a plea, and then call for that too. So thank you. God bless Anambra.
All right.
Thank you.
very much. Michael is equally concerned that his area, the roads to their area,
Yes.
Akbo Achina Road, that the present administration should look into it.
Yes.
We so much appreciate the callers this morning because I
Yes.
said it, if you are only Anambra, if you've lived in Anambra before, if Anambra has been a blessing to you, you can come closer to make suggestions on way forward.
Yes, no government could let me say, develop the state or do each government that comes in does its best. Is there always governance is a continuous?
Should be a continuous.
Yes, a continuous. So all the past administrations, like I said earlier, they did their best. They did their best. And coming to the issue of some notable personalities in Anambra, we shouldn't lose sight or forget in commerce. We have Innocent Motors at Nnewi, which is a fantastic.
I forgot Cardinal Arinze.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. In religious fair, we had Cardinal Arinze.
And presently, we have
and on 31st.
Yes, 27th.
31st. On Saturday.
Yes, 27th.
We were lucky and very happy that our own son, Cardinal, His Eminence,
yes.
Peter Cardinal Okpaleke, was erected. I think they call it erected at the Vatican. And I'm so happy that our governor, our indefatigable governor, Soludo, was there, led the delegation, Anambra delegation to the ceremony, which included the Yome Kunife, as I saw in the social media.
I think Peter was there
Peter Obi. Our own man, Ifayoba, and a host of others.
Okay, please, our callers, we urge you to please hold on a bit, because at this time we're going to go for a short break. Remember, it's still Anambra at 31, the journey so far. Let's feel the pulse of the masses. We'll be right back to stay.
Anambra State from creation never found it is. Soon after the creation, not much took place. Beginning from Mbadinuju, after that came Governor Chris Ngiga. It was from that point that Anambra State started experiencing redevelopment. Soon after his exit came Peter Obi. Peter Obi now did what we call redevelopment for Anambra State. He gave Anambra State what Anambra State really wanted. And from then, it has been development galore. Now we have entered into the professorial era. We are talking of Governor Charles Thomas Soludo. It has just started, but we are seeing the handwriting on the wall. He's going to do something.
Struggle for the creation of the new Anambra began as soon as the old Anambra was created in 1976. When the new Anambra was created in 1991, the joy was enormous. The then governor of Anambra State, that is the minister administrator, was Joseph Abulu. Joseph Abulu could not give Anambra a master plan. Finally, civilian regime came in 1991. Anambra is the frontline state in Nigeria. Every Nigerian is looking forward to the day we'll be in this state. However, I thank the Almighty God for the emergence of Professor Soludo. I have a strong hope in him that he will deliver.
Those of us that are from Anambra State, I believe we are very lucky. As pensioners, we are still receiving our pension. Look at me, I'm still looking strong. Having come from Anambra State, which shows our government, they are doing well. The new governor, I believe, will follow the footsteps of his predecessors. When you come to talk of development, there's no gainsaying that in the southeast, Anambra State must come first. The biggest market in West Africa is situated in my town, Onitsha. Anambra people are very lucky. Anambra is the greatest.
Development should be all round. Abia ski one side development. Oma desema. Asim kwensi na ndi ochichi na try. And infrastructural development na Anambra. Adicharo me impressed, but they are trying. If you fix the road, fix certain things. Nke million and million will provide it for yourself. They are better in place. They are trying now. Environment, any peak is up. Then road, more feeling a milli subsider. Now give you the patch about roads. So far so good. Anambra is on course.
All right, the program is still Good Morning Anambra. We've heard people speak on the journey so far. And of course, some have really touched areas of their interest for the present administration to still do something for better Anambra, which is the more reason we are here this morning, to allow you speak your mind on the way forward. What do you think could make Anambra greater than what it is today? That's our prayer for the state, that Anambra should grow from strength to strength. And now, when we look at the journey so far for Anambra State, a barrister, how would you describe the education sector in Anambra State?
Okay, whilst we are leading in some of these international competitions, Anambra State students always excel, or you could even say dominate. I still believe that investment should be done in education. The technical area of education is pointless just emphasizing academics. There's an unemployment problem in Nigeria. If you emphasize technical education, people don't have to seek employment from the secretariat. They can develop their individual industries. If a mechanic, for example, I have a friend who is a mechanic, the child is growing up, I say, train your child in the technical area. Have him be interested in mechanical job you're doing so that he goes at a higher level. When he goes to the university, he studies mechanical engineering so that he improves on what you have already. That's how these other countries do. We cannot keep emphasizing pure academics instead of emphasizing technical education that will be of immediate help to the economic development of the state.
Now, we've talked about the area of education. We have so many other areas to look at, like the health sector, which I believe something was done in the last administration. So how would you describe the health sector in Anambra State?
Thank you very much. Let me briefly comment on my colleague's analysis of education.
Okay.
I will say that education, that is why it's very unfortunate that the academic union is on strike for up to 7 months or so.
6 months and counting.
6 months, so it's unfortunate because that will definitely retard the progress of our youth who are the future leaders of the country. Education sector in Anambra State, I think the past government did their best, but much still needed to be done in that sector. Because some of the schools, if you go there, the buildings or the infrastructure have decayed. They have decayed infrastructure in schools. They lack certain things like computer. The students lack computer and the laptop and so on and so forth.
Okay, let's welcome this person before we conclude. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name? Who? All right, Onyinye, you're welcome.
So, I'm so happy to be an of Anambra State. You know, in this part of the world, there is this kind of respect just for being, and when you say you're from Anambra State, people just respect you just like that. Because I know that Anambra is one of the most powerful states we have in Nigeria. And I am so proud of the governors. They have been doing well so far. And my town, we have been a beneficiary of this governance in Anambra State.
Where is your town, Onyinye?
Beautiful health center in my town, in Anambra local government.
Okay, Hite.
And I think, from this Anambra, we are going to have the best leaders in presidency in this Nigeria, and all the good leaders will be from Anambra State. Thank you, and God bless Anambra.
Thank you very much, Onyinye, for being a regular caller from Kaduna State.
And you asked the question about health sector.
Yes.
I think the health sector has not performed very well. The previous administration, the last administration, did not do well in that's my personal assessment. Okay. Do well in health education. For instance, all the
health education.
Health sector. Sorry.
Okay.
I beg your pardon. Health sector. For instance, the general hospitals that ought to be well equipped to serve the common people. You go there, they look like but if you're coming nearer home to my town,
let's welcome this person. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location.
My name is Chris Okafor. I'm calling from Jos.
Okay, Chris, could you move away from your TV set?
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm from Anambra, in Jikoka, local government.
All right.
So I'm also watching your program this morning from Jos, Plateau State.
That's great.
Actually, I want to commend your efforts in your program. I'm a fan of ABS television.
Thank you.
As an inhabitant of Anambra State. And I so much love my state, Anambra State. I'm very proud of it. I'm glad to stay here.
Thank you.
I always tell them that you go to Anambra and you see what is called leadership. So I want to commend all the governors who have worked in Anambra State, starting from the creation. And looking at the Indigene era, which he did very well in construction of roads, standard roads, which I witnessed when I went to Agolo side and some other areas. I saw the kind of asphalt he laid, the kind of strong coaster that he laid. I so much thank him for his leadership policy. Coming to this era, we were able to see it was like ringing bell in Plateau State here. What people do on things in Anambra State, especially in terms of education and other projects. If you look from the area of development when it comes to roads, he also did very well. And I also want to commend our present governor, Professor Soludo, which we are part of his campaign in Plateau State here. Yes, so we are expecting much from him, especially when it comes to roads. I want him to look at Enugu, how much their Enugu roads. They are straight to Nogu, and also beyond. That road is very, very bad now.
Okay.
So let him look at it and see what he can be able to do. That is just something of people of Enugu and people that make their living towards that particular road. Thank you so much, and God bless you people. God bless Anambra State, and God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you,
Amen,
Chris,
amen.
for calling. Thank you.
I was discussing about health,
Okay.
and I said a lot needs to be done
Okay.
in that sector, particularly the new government, Soruto government. It has to look into general hospitals. Like I was saying, in my hometown, Enugu, there's a specialist hospital that was sited, and the construction started in 2017. Up till now, that edifice has not been completed. The specialist hospital is meant to serve the entire Anambra senatorial zone, because Onitsha already serves the north. After Enugu Central, then they moved to Ekulabia to serve the north. Yeah, so I urge the present government to seriously look into the health sector and improve on the fortunes of those.
All right. Sorry, before you talk, let's welcome this. I'm so glad people from different communities are calling. Hello, good morning.
It's an interesting.
Now, this is still me, I love ABS. I am a regular caller.
Kudos to you.
Sorry, even if I make my own contributions and you may not take it, you may take it. I want to tell you something. You see, P2B is an Enigma. P2B is a man with a very big vision.
Is that Okechukwu that called earlier from Jos?
Yes,
okay.
We're not discussing personalities here.
These people is leading Nigeria today. I have talked to him, did it to him. They will, in fact, revitalize Nigeria. And I want to say something here. The new administration should look into some of these people who are conductors. I mean, you know, if you go to all these parks, in Oka and those Okiweka area, they should look for a way to kind of polish them up, give them a better standard, so that they don't look so shabby. That's what I'm trying to say. Secondly, like the man said, the health sector is bad. So like I just said, that people, women cannot do anything. Women cannot instead, he just embezzled the Anambra money. That was why EFCC arrested him.
Yeah, no. That's not the good one.
I don't want to talk about that man. That man is not Anambra completely.
All right. Okay, it's okay.
No. This program is not for cast aspersion on people.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, okay, Chukwu, you are entitled to your opinion. That's strictly your personal opinion about the previous administration in the state. All right, go ahead.
Okay, well, the previous are obviously angry at something which is other than the administration of Anambra State. What I can tell you is that the Enugu-Agidi road, the other caller alluded to, didn't last very long. I passed through it when I told the story about going to Nogu and the rest of it. So on the health sector, the mistake we tend to make is that we tend to impose everything on the government. The private sector has to carry its own weight. And the private sector in Anambra State is doing that as far as health is concerned. Our neighbors here, neighbors to this studio, they have a diagnostic center of world-class level. If you go down further to Agwoka, you have another one. There's a guy that built a fantastic hospital
that should be private, right?
No, I'm just trying to balance.
No,
I'm not mentioning names.
Don't talk about your this thing here.
What I'm trying to do is to maintain a balance.
Okay.
In talking about development of Anambra State, it must have two wheels: one private, one public. And if you create an environment of security, Anambra people are very rich people across the globe, so they can only come and invest when the environment is conducive to such. And we are experiencing that. So while the government might not be up to par with the expectation of certain people, the private sector is carrying the load. And as far as this administration is concerned, it's quite focused on health and other sectors. And I have an in on what is going on. They have very good plans for Anambra, including transportation that might include rail link from one local government to the other. So Anambra, we've been spoiled for choice. We've been blessed by our leadership over the years.
So far, we've talked about the journey so far. Now, what's the way forward? We want a better Anambra, greater. We could do better. We could have better state if we try. But before then, let's see who is here. Hello? Okay, we can do better than we are doing today. We can grow stronger as in the Anambra. So what do we do? What are the steps to be taken by the present administration to get it better?
First of all, let me beg to disagree with my colleague on the issue. Yes, on the issue of the health sector.
Okay.
I think he's talking about, commenting about private hospitals, that private sector should come in. General hospital basically is meant for the ordinary folks in the country, the commoners, and that is when in the colonial era. If you go to any general hospital.
Do we even have private hospitals then?
Well, very few, if at all. Then you had mission hospitals, like Anglican, Catholics. But for him to promote private hospital, because if you go to many deaths are now many people are dying because of the high exorbitant cost in private hospitals. But general hospital is there to cushion the effect of the ordinary folk in the society.
All right, let's see.
That is why the government has the obligation.
Hello, good morning. All right, quickly, what need to be done?
Yes, let me.
For Anambra to be better?
There are great expectations on the new Soludo government. He came in with great support. So Anambra people are expecting so much from him, and it's incumbent on him to carry out his manifesto as he promised during the campaign. A lot of things needed to be done. For instance, Awka, capital city, in my own opinion, is not, it looks like a glorified village.
All right, okay, go ahead.
Glorified village. Effort should be made to improve on the
aesthetics.
Yes, of Awka, and that is why I'm recommending that Awka should be moved to a new, like my friends in Mbaku,
yes,
and Ocha. That in fact the original master plan was that Awka should be. Awka is becoming a slum, so that we leave Awka to their people and the Awka things, and move into a new area that will have everything, good roads, good facilities, infrastructure development. Awka presently is not a good thing to do.
What I could add is this, in the same vein with my friend here. Anambra State, if you go to the government house, it's most disgraceful, that whole place. Mobile home meant for construction company has been our this thing for it's most years. Appalling. Yes. I understand the Governor Soludo is about to start something in this zone where we are to build us a befitting government house. If you invite all these foreign investors and they come here, you look at things that look like, I don't know, poultry houses and call it the government. They won't want to invest in your state.
Point noted, and we'd like to appreciate you so much for coming on the show this morning. Egu and Akabog, that's Nzewabeze Akabog and Barrister Uchenna Egu. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I know that all right, authorities concerned have taken note of our suggestions this morning, and we will not end this show without bringing on board the speech of our governor on Saturday at the faraway Vatican City. In fact, I was touched when he spoke that could be more spiritual than meets the eye, that Anambra State's 31 years anniversary coincided with the elevation of our son as cardinal in, yes, okay, whatever they call it, but we know that is a great feat achieved. All right, let's end now with that speech by Mr. Governor. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Until tomorrow, bye for now.
Anambra Ekenemon, the 31st anniversary of the creation of Anambra State. And I bring you felicitations from the St. Peter Square, the Basilica at the Vatican in Rome. Coincidentally, I, myself, my wife, and a contingent in the Anambra, we are here to witness the creation of a new cardinal. One of the two that are created, from Africa. And one of them happened to be our own brother, our own son, worthy son of Anambra State, and Bishop Ebere Pete Obaleke. Quite a coincidence that a new cardinal from Anambra State is being created exactly today on the anniversary of the creation of Anambra State 31 years ago. It's not a mere coincidence. There must be something spiritual about it. And today, those of us here from Anambra have come to celebrate with him, welcome him as he received the red hat, but also to lift our state up high unto the Lord.